Right then, let's talk about cars. Not just any cars, the ones that are quietly, and I mean really quietly, changing everything. I'm talking about electric cars, or EVs as the cool kids call them. So what are they? Imagine your favorite toy car from when you were a kid, the one you had to plug into the wall to charge up. An electric car is basically that, but much, much bigger. Instead of trundling across your living room carpet, it's capable of proper speeds on a real road. It's a car that runs on electricity, pure and simple. No explosions, no nasty smells, just silent, smooth power. Instead of a big, complicated engine full of pistons, valves, oily bits, an electric car has something far simpler: an electric motor. And instead of a fuel tank you fill with petrol or diesel, it has a giant battery. Think of it like a massive mobile phone battery, one that can carry your family for hundreds of miles. You don't visit a petrol station, you plug it into a charger. So what's actually going on under the skin of one of these electric wonders? It's less greasy and a lot more, well, electronic. The heart of the whole operation is the battery pack. This isn't like the little battery under the bonnet of your petrol car. This is the main event. It's usually a huge, flat slab under the floor, made up of thousands of smaller cells. Its job is to store a massive amount of electrical energy, like a fuel tank stores petrol. The bigger the battery, measured in kilowatt hours, the more energy it can hold and the further you can drive. Next up, the electric motor. A marvel of simplicity compared to a petrol engine. No pistons, no crankshafts, no explosions happening thousands of times a minute. It uses electromagnetism to turn electrical energy into rotational force. That rotational force turns the wheels. With so few moving parts, it's reliable, super efficient, and can spin at incredible speeds, while making barely a whisper. Some cars have one motor. High-performance versions might have 2 or 3, or even 4. One for each wheel. How does power get from the battery to the motor in a controlled way? The power electronics controller, the inverter, is the answer. The brain of the powertrain. It takes DC from the battery and converts it to the AC the motor needs. Your accelerator sends an electronic signal to request more or less power. It also manages regenerative braking, turning motion back into energy. Finally, charging, onboard AC charging at home, or much faster DC rapid charging that feeds the pack directly, good for a big top-up in 20 to 30 minutes. You might think electric cars are brand new, straight out of a science fiction film, but you'd be wrong. Electric cars are actually older than their petrol-powered cousins. It's true. Back in the 1830s, inventors in Scotland and the Netherlands were tinkering with electric carriages. They were basic, slow, and ran on non-rechargeable batteries. But they were pioneers. They proved electricity could move a vehicle. Mind-blowing at the time. By 1900, cities like New York saw a golden age of EVs. Clean, quiet, no hand cranking. For wealthy city dwellers, they were sophisticated. At one point, about a third of US cars were electric. Then came the Model T and the moving assembly line. Cheap petrol cars, plus massive oil discoveries. The electric starter killed the crank. Petrol cars went farther, cost less, refueled fast. EVs couldn't compete. For decades, EVs were curiosities, golf buggies and milk floats. Attempts in the 70s faltered. Slow, heavy, poor range. Only with lithium-ion and air quality pressure in the 90s, zeros, did major manufacturers reignite the electric revolution. Let's put them side by side. The old guard and the new challenger. A petrol or diesel car burns fuel to create thousands of tiny, controlled explosions that push pistons, spin a crankshaft, go through a gearbox, and turn the wheels. It's complex, hot, and noisy. Perfected over a century, powerful, versatile, and backed by a vast refueling network. The electric car is simpler. A battery powers a motor which turns the wheels. Hundreds of moving parts versus just a few. No oil changes, no spark plugs, no exhaust to rust, no clutch. Servicing is mostly brakes, tires, and suspension. A petrol car has a soundtrack and vibrations. You feel the shifts. An electric car is the opposite. Quiet, with a smooth, continuous surge. With the battery in the floor, EVs feel planted and stable. Some miss the noise. Many love the calm. Petrol. 5 minutes and several hundred miles. EV. Most charging happens overnight at home. Wake up full. On long trips, plan for DC fast chargers, about 30 minutes for a big top-up. You trade the speed of a fill-up for the convenience of rarely visiting a petrol station. The big benefit: environment. No tailpipe means zero emissions while you drive. Cleaner air in our towns and cities. Less smog and soot on our streets. Better for everyone. Running costs. Electricity is usually cheaper than petrol or diesel, especially on off-peak home tariffs. Servicing is simpler and cheaper. Fewer moving parts, fewer failures. Often exemptions and lower taxes add up over time. Performance surprises people. Instant torque makes EVs shockingly quick off the line. Even family EVs leap into gaps and make traffic easier. It's not just 0-60, the silence and smoothness make every journey calmer. From school runs to motorway slogs, you arrive more relaxed. EVs feel like the future, tech-packed cabins and software updates over the air. You're part of a major shift to cleaner, quieter, more sustainable transport, a statement about the future you want. It's not all sunshine and silent acceleration. There are challenges. Range anxiety and patchy public charging can be frustrating. Charging is improving, but still slower than petrol. Home charging isn't easy for everyone without off-street parking. Upfront prices are higher, driven by battery costs. Incentives are changing. Battery materials raise ethical and environmental questions. Recycling and new chemistries are advancing fast. Governments are phasing out new petrol and diesel sales. Manufacturers are investing billions across every segment. Choice is exploding, competition pushing prices down and quality up. Next-gen batteries promise faster charging, longer range, and improved safety. Infrastructure will expand, even wireless charging.